Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Yes. Yeah, fine. Thank you. I got enough confirmation. Fine. In the yesterday's session, right? Just in the yesterday demo session, just I was briefing you about that Azure Data Engineer. So cloud, just a 5 minutes I take. Cloud is a majorly utilized for storing, analyzing, and delivering data in various forms. Data engineers, with the help of cloud services, work on data and make it structured and useful. 1 second. Yes. What is the advantages of cloud over this on-premises, right? Yes. And generally on-premises, we need to set up our own hardware infrastructure. On top of that, OS installation, purchasing database license, designing database objects, and to maintain all this, we require separate teams. We require separate teams, right? Like hardware team, operating system team, networking team, security team, database administrators. But here, everything in cloud premise, we no need to maintain all this. No need to maintain any infrastructure. No need of any licenses. Here, everything in the cloud premise, right? Data engineers responsible for smooth data flow from the source to the destination. And these data engineers, they are going to prepare the data. They are going to cleansing data and transforming data and processing data. Was talking about a data scientist. They strategizes for the future. Data analyst summarizes the past. Data scientist analyze the data, identify the patterns, recommendations for the future. Data analyst is going to analyze the data, summarizes the data of the past, and visualizing the data. Data engineer does all this groundwork for the data scientist and analyst. More than 80% of the data analysis work done by data engineers. Data engineers, what are the sources of the data? What is the format of the data? How to transform the data? And what is the destination of the data or the target, right? Yes. Role of why data engineers, right? Why the data engineers and role of data engineers, right? Yes. So designing data flow architecture, designing of this data flow architecture, creating a data warehouse for storage of analytical data. ETL, extract, transform, offload. I said this is the major task of data engineers, right? They need to extract data from multiple sources, transform the data, and that too into structured queryable data, right? Queryable data, and then load this data into this company's storage service for further business evaluations by the data scientists. Data monitoring also, right? The data engineers will make sure that the ETL is properly done, performed in a proper way, and data is available wherever it is required. And even data security also, right? Say data security, that ensuring the data security, the major responsibility of data engineers. The data need to be secure at each step of the process without any data leaks or exposures. Collaboration and communication, right? Collaboration and communication. And this data engineers constantly, they'll keep on communicating with this business team. Check if the team needs that insights. And also with the data scientist, they will communicate with the data scientist to deliver the data as per their requirements. And analytics. Data engineers analyze the data and transform it into the required form. And they need to have the strong analytical knowledge, right? and also for automation. They need to automate certain processes, right? So these are the main roles of this Azure data engineer, right? And yesterday I was just briefing you about Azure data engineering products are the services, right? Yes. Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Streaming, Azure Key Vault. Azure SQL, right? It is a cloud RDBMS database. It's a cloud RDBMS database, right? If I talk about the first one, Azure SQL is a cloud RDBMS database of Microsoft in Azure. It is for performing OLTP operations. OLTP, that means OLTP systems captures the end user transactions. It is not for data warehouse. It's for just for RDBMS purpose, OLTP operations. Azure Data Lake is there. It's a kind of a file system, distributed file system with unlimited data storage. Generally, if you talk the bigger storage systems, if you talk Hadoop, HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system, right? They are on-premises DFS, right? But Azure Data Lake, cloud DFS, the repository for large varieties of structured, unstructured, and semi-structured data. And talk like Azure Data Factory. It is simply a cloud-based ETL. The cloud-based ETL, right, of Microsoft in Azure Cloud Platform. It is at one side, you can see the OLTP systems, databases. The other side, right, data warehouse, extracting data from these databases and loading into this data warehouse. Means it acts as an ADF will take care of all this extract, transform, and load. So it acts as a data integration service. The ADF creates the workflows. See, in this ADF will allows us, right, for combining data from multiple sources, reformatting it into analytical models, and saving those models for querying or performing visualizations, reporting, all this, right? So it creates workflows for data movement and transformation. So as I was saying, right? So we'll be getting various sources from where we are going to get the data like sensors, logs, media files, normal files from applications. We are going to extract the data. ADF extracts data from the different sources, dump the data into this storage services like Azure Data Lake, the kind of file system. Thereafter, right, we use the Databricks to perform some kind of processing. Later, we will perform visualizations, reportings, querying, right? Yes. Azure Synapse, we have got another product, Azure Synapse, right? Yes, it's a cloud or DBMS, but for this is for data warehouse, for analytics, for batch processing, and for parallel processing. There online processing and batch processing. Online processing means compulsory user has to give the input. Batch processing, user non-interactive applications, right? Most of these financial applications, banking applications, lakhs of records will be involved here, right? Azure Streaming Analytics. It is a real-time analytics, event processing engine for analyzing, for processing high volumes of streaming data. Processing high volumes of streaming data. Data which keeps on generating, the events keeps on generating, events keeps on generating, keeps on incrementing. The data which keeps on generating, which keeps on incrementing. Such data we call streaming data. Streaming from multiple sources simultaneously. Here, Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks. It is a very fast Apache Spark-based data analytics platform. Azure Databricks, it's totally like the Apache Spark-based data analytics platform. It's going to bring together the data engineering, data science, and business together. It makes the process of data analytics more productive, more secure, and more scalable, right? Yes. Cosmos DB, we have got another product like Azure Cosmos DB. It is simply a Azure cloud-based NoSQL database. The cloud-based NoSQL database. NoSQL means schemaless behavior. Record to record, different number of fields can be maintained. Random access. We have got many NoSQL databases like MongoDB, Cassandra, HBase, PouchDB, React, Peanut. So just like a MongoDB kind of behavior in the cloud, that's nothing but Azure Cosmos DB. So fully managed NoSQL and relational databases for the modern app development. Azure Key Vault, secure key management, which is essential to protect data in the cloud. Okay, fine. So just I'll discuss for some of this. So just I said what is what. This Azure Data Lake. Azure Data Lake. What is this? Distributed. I can say it's a distributed file system. Distributed file system with unlimited storage in cloud. It is a file system. For example, I was talking about HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system, on-premise distributed file system. But if I take about Azure Data Lake, right? Yes. Cloud DFS, simply saying like cloud DFS. Every cloud data lake provides some benefits. Every cloud data lake provides some benefits. First one, unlimited data storage. First one is unlimited data storage. Second is supports all varieties of data. Third one, supports all formats of data. Unlimited data storage, okay, that's fine. But supports all varieties of data. All varieties like structured data, semi-structured, semi-structured data is unstructured data. If I talk like structured data, example of structured data, DB tables, database tables, Excel files, they are in organized in a structured format in the form of rows and columns. Semi-structured, right? Just example of semi-structured XML files which are not fully structured, which are not fully unstructured, JSON files, key value notations, unstructured data like chart messages, images, videos, raw text. All this comes as unstructured. Supports all formats of data means if it supports all formats of data, all formats. like .txt. If I talk like .txt, .csv, like .tar files, .zip files, .gzip files, RC files, ORC files, Parquet files. Yes. So here, what I'm expecting? So I'm expecting a cloud or DBMS, that too used for data warehouse, that too I'm expecting parallel processing. I'm expecting parallel processing. That is nothing but Azure Synapse. That is nothing but Azure Synapse Analytics. So what I'm expecting, cloud or DBMS, that too for data warehouse. That too I'm expecting parallel processing. There's nothing but Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics. Here we have a database. For Azure Synapse Analytics, here we have a database, right? Here we have a database called, right, Azure Synapse. SQL Pool DB, SQL Pool DB. Here we have database called Azure Synapse SQL Pool DB. Simply we say like Synapse DB. What is Synapse DB? What is Synapse DB? It's a cloud data warehouse of Azure. So just before I discussed about Azure Data Lake, when to go, for Azure Data Lake, and when to go Azure Synapse. When to go for Azure Data Lake, when to go for Azure Synapse. Means if I talk both are in, simply I can say what is the commonality between these two? Both are in the place of data warehouse. But what is that? Data lake is like a file system. But this is cloud or DBMS for data warehouse purpose. So generally when to go for Azure Synapse? If data in structured format like tables. If data is structured. When to go for Azure Data Lake? Azure Data Lake, right. If data is unstructured, and semi-structured. Okay. Azure Data Factory.
I think I lost.
Yeah, 1 second. Right. So now is my voice clear to all, right? Yes. Can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear now? Right. Azure Data Factory. Yes, I was talking about Azure Data Factory, OLTP systems and data warehouse. OLTP systems and data warehouse. We have got here data warehouse. Try to say me what are that OLTP systems? Azure related means like Azure SQL we have got. Azure SQL, Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL. Okay. MongoDB. MongoDB, right? Yes. OLTP systems, data warehouse. Data warehouse, right? Just now I was talking about what are the data warehouse systems. Azure related, right? Azure Data Lake. It has got a distributed file system, DFS. Azure Synapse. Azure Synapse, it's a cloud or DBMS. It's a cloud or DBMS. It is for data warehouse purpose. But so here Azure SQL in OLTP, Azure Data Lake, Azure Synapse, everything comes as data warehouse. ADF. ADF. It doesn't come in OLTP. This is OLTP, it doesn't. ADF. It doesn't come in DWH. Okay, here, observe here, All transactions captured at OLTP systems. All transactions captured at OLTP systems. How to bring these transactions to warehouse system? How to bring the transaction to warehouse systems? We have a ETL. We have a ETL, but using ETL tools like Informatica, Data Stage, Talent, all these are on-premise ETL tools. I need a ETL on cloud. I need a ETL on cloud. That is what? ADF. ADF, okay, I need, so we have got some ETL tools. Those are on-premises ETL tools, but I need a ETL on cloud. That is what? ADF. So using ADF, we can connect with, using ADF, we can connect with cloud databases. Using ADF, we can connect with cloud databases, non-cloud databases. NoSQL databases. NoSQL databases. Cloud databases, non-cloud databases, NoSQL databases, right? Yes. Using ADF, we extract data. And dump that into data lake. Using ADF, we extract data and dump into data lake here, data warehouse, or Synapse. It is also a data warehouse, or Synapse. And then perform transformation. Then perform transformations. Once the data reached into data lake, yes, parallel processing will happen. So between this OLTP systems and this data warehouse, ADF is going to extract the data from this OLTP systems and dump into this data lake or Synapse, that is data warehouse. So what we can say? ADF is a integration service. It acts as a media. ADF is a data integration service. It is an integration service. Integrates both the integration service integrates both the OLTP systems and warehouse systems. So here clearly we are first taking the data. Here if you see using ADF, we extract data, dump into data lake and Synapse, then perform transformations. Extract, load, transform. Extract, load. Here it is ETL. Here it is ETL. But our working style is ELT. Working style is ELT. Extract, load, transform. Extract, load, transform. Generally, ETL for small volumes of data. in GBs. ELT for huge volumes of data, huge volumes of data. That too in terabytes or of petabytes. Terabytes or petabytes of data. For huge volumes, right? ETL is bad. So go for ELT. Here also, dumping data into data lake. First extract, load, then perform transformations. Okay, fine. So it's a data integration, right? It acts as a data integration part. So now what I discussed till now. So it is ETL, but working style is ELT. First one. Try to answer now. Everyone try to respond. I want the sessions to be interactive. Azure SQL. What is Azure SQL? Cloud or DBMS. And that too. Only for OLTP operations. OLTP operations, right? Next. Not for DWH, not for data warehouse, not for analytics. If I talk Azure SQL and Azure Synapse, it is also cloud or DBMS, right? For data warehouse, for DWH, for analytics. For batch processing. And for parallel processing. Okay. Next, Azure Data Lake. It is also a kind of data warehouse, I said, right? Azure Data Lake. So, okay, 1 second. Cloud DFS. Cloud DFS. For unlimited data storage. For unlimited data storage. Parallel processing. Supports all varieties of data. Supports all varieties of data. Next. Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory. It's a cloud ETL. Simply saying it's a cloud ETL. It's a data integration service. Next, Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks. So before I go with this Azure Databricks, Apache Spark based analytics tool. For example, what is Databricks? I'm not talking about Azure Databricks, normal Databricks. It provides a cluster for It's provides Spark cluster. Spark cluster in cloud. Databricks Spark cluster in cloud. It provides Spark cluster in cloud. What is a Spark? What is Spark? It is an execution model to process big data with high speed. It is an execution model. It is an execution model to process huge data at high speed. Process huge data at high speed. Okay. Just if I talk about the Databricks, what is the Databricks? Provides Spark cluster in cloud. What is a Spark? It is an execution model. It is an execution model to process huge data. To process huge data with high speed. With high speed. If we talk about the Spark main features, Spark features, in-memory computation. First is what? In-memory computation. Stores within the, so memory level storage and memory level processing. That's why very high speed we say, right? In-memory computation. And secondly, supports MPP. Supports MMP. MMP means massive parallel process. Massive parallel process. Distributed execution. Okay. So in-memory computations supports massively parallel process, distributed execution. Simply saying Spark, the speed of Spark, 100 times faster. 100 times faster. Normal disk processing. Normal disk processing. Okay. Just observe this. The speed of Spark, the people from this data, see this Databricks in 2016, yahoo.com, right? Yahoo.com, it tested with Spark, tested Spark, right? Having cluster of 390 nodes. 390 nodes are CPUs. Task is sorting 1 TB of data. Executed in 1.2 minutes. That is very high speed. For example, 2013, same Yahoo tested with Oracle. Tested with Oracle, right? Still, at that time, Spark was not yet released. Same task, sorting 1 TB of data. Oracle has taken nearly 3.5 days. This is bad speed. Because in Oracle, no parallel processing. And if you talk about this MySQL, it has taken nearly 6 days. Teradata, specialized database used for data warehouse, it has taken 4.5 hours. Netija, another specialized database used for data warehouse, it has taken 3 hours. This will perform parallel processing. That's why it have taken hours of time. Later, it was tested with Hadoop. It has taken 4.2 minutes. Okay. Tested with Hadoop, right? Yes. Hadoop has taken minutes of time. But if you talk about this MySQL, Teradata, Netija, this have taken hours of time. This have taken days of time. Spark. If you talk about Spark, this has taken minutes of time. Spark, if you talk about this Hadoop, in that Hadoop MapReduce execution is going to happen. Compared to MR, Spark 100 times faster. So it has taken minutes of time, but still Spark is 100 times faster than that. But here, both Hadoop and Spark combinedly used for processing. Yes. So what this Azure Databricks is going to perform? Azure Databricks. So Azure Databricks is a Spark cluster with auto scaling and auto scaling feature. Azure Databricks, right? Yes. Provides a Spark cluster. It is going to provide Spark cluster, that too with auto scaling feature. Auto scaling feature based upon the data volumes. Auto scaling should happen, right? So, but what happens currently in on-premise, every time if your data is increased, I need to keep on scaling, right? The data centers, I need to keep on increasing. But here, auto scaling feature is in Azure Databricks. So it is a Spark cluster with auto scaling features compatible with all Azure data services. So what is this? Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks, right? Yes. Okay. It provides Spark cluster. It provides what? Spark cluster with auto scaling feature, and compatible, right? Azure data storage services. So here I'll be discussing Azure Databricks with PySpark, Spark with Python implementation, right? Yes. So we have got many inbuilt functionalities available, right? Inbuilt functionalities. We won't be writing huge codings. If you have got in Azure Databricks, right? Just a basic Python knowledge, right? Basic SQL knowledge, right? Yes. So if you talk about this ADF and ADB differences, right? If we talk about this ADF, it has got two versions: ADF version 1, version 2. Currently version 2, right? We have got the concept of data flows. In data factory, we have the concept of data flows. Data flows used to perform transformations. In version 2, I created this data flows without writing any code. Just by using drag and drop, I do some configurations. But when the data flows are submitted, data flows are internally converted into Databricks jobs. Here I no need to write any Databricks code. Execution is done by ADF. Here execution is not done by ADF. Execution is done by Databricks. So the data flows you are defining are converted into this Databricks code. We are not going to write it. Execution is done by Databricks. Why again separate developer required for Databricks means? when everything happening internally, right? Again, why again separate developer required for Databricks means if you want to develop some custom functionalities, we require Databricks developer. If 99%, if the data is structured, all my structured operations can be done by ADF. But still ADF has got some limitation. If data is unstructured, like if you got some graph data of ADF data flows can't transform the data if data is unstructured, right? Even like even some kind of graph data, right? Yes. So in such case, it takes the help of Databricks. Fine. So once we can just go through this major, what I'm going to discuss as part of this major part is Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, and Azure Synapse Analytics. Once have a look on this course content, right? What I'll be discussing, right? These are the Azure products or services. Starting with first, I'll be starting with Azure Data Factory. So in the initial level, right, you can just get into the companies by just going with Azure Data Factory. As the Azure Data Factory developer, you can just people who have got knowledge on this ETL, even with zero knowledge, right? You can update with all these things. Just basic SQL for Azure Databricks, just basic Python knowledge is enough. Azure Data Factory, and here we'll be discussing about these pipelines, activities, linked services, data sets, triggers, linked services, data sets, activities, right? Triggers, integration runtime, source control, manage private endpoints, alerts, data flows. What is data flow? Mapping data flow, transformations, filter, conditional, union, lookup, sort, draw. So all these things, right? And exercises, right? A lot of practical part. If you talk about the practical part, everything like creating linked services, copy activities, and how to use get metadata activity, right? Bulk copy data files, how to integrate key vault in area, how to, okay, data flows, selecting the rows, selecting that, filtering the rows. So all these things, right? Nearly 50 examples I'll be showing you. Yes. Next, in Azure Databricks. So before I go, just I'll give the basic knowledge of this, what is big data, what is Hadoop Spark. Before going with this, like I'll be giving knowledge where it went, sorry. Basics of clouds, Azure, and connecting to Azure Databricks. Databricks architecture, main concepts, creating Databricks workspace, Databricks service using Azure CLI, adding users and groups to workspace, creating cluster, and creating and configuring cluster, displaying cluster, starting, terminating, deleting, cluster locks, cluster access control, right? Types of clusters, Databricks pools, cluster mode, auto scaling, Databricks utilities, Databricks integration, right? Databricks handle multiple file formats, CSV, JSON, Parquet, Excel, XML, ORC, Avro format, Databricks, historical data, incremental loading, data transformations, aggregations, join operations, window functions, union, streaming, handling the PySpark, processing streaming using PySpark API, handling bad reports, load the data into tables, Databricks Lakehouse, introduction to this Delta Lake, merge state, and handling SCD type 1, type 2, workflows in Databricks, and Azure Synapse, introduction to this Synapse, overview of tools in Synapse Analytics, Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure storage account integration with Azure Synapse, Synapse triggers, SQL database integration with Azure Synapse, incremental load to Azure Synapse. So data flow state induction, right? And Spark pool introduction in Azure Synapse, right? These things I'll be discussing, right? So in brief, it will be discussed about all these things. So the duration for this, people who go for only ADF, the course duration for ADF is 45 days, 1.5 month. 6,000 is that fee for that. And people who go for Azure data engineering, all this entire ADF, Azure Databricks, Synapse Analytics, takes nearly 2.5 to 3 months. That course fee will be 12,000 for it. And just check
So
the
first you will be covering data factory, right, sir?
yes,
Okay. So it will take 40 days, you're saying.
45 days it takes.
Okay. So next data bricks, it will take another 1 month.
Yeah, 1 month it takes.
1 month is enough. Okay. 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 So for data bricks, this is a prerequisite, Azure Data Factory, right? Yeah,
What?
and
Pardon?
Azure Data Factory is a mandatory, meaning like you'll be clear with all the concepts and everything, right? So that you can, I mean, like you have to go in SQL.
Yes. So if anyone I said, right, even if you have got enrolled for this Azure Data Engineering, if I start any Databricks,
Mm-hmm.
you can also go parallelly with it if you want to decrease the time, right? If you want doesn't want for 3 months or more than that.
Okay. And how do we practice this? Like we need to take like Azure license.
Azure subscription, free subscription is there, right? I'll show you
Uh,
after the subscription gets
yeah.
completed. How can you just renew it? Means freely again. What are the other different things you can do? I'll be showing you. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So with the different email IDs you can manage if you want to practice with the free account. If you want to pay as you go account will be there or free account will be there. Free account for this practice purpose, I recommend you to go for free. But you need to have multiple, if you go for multiple mail IDs with multiple mail IDs, right? You can just go with the different free trials.
Okay.
Okay, any other
So
queries? Right? And
morning.
one second. So the session, right? Every session, whatever I discussed in clear, it will be clear each point to point I'll be discussing. You'll be getting the session video. Any session, if you miss, you can just go through all the session videos you are going to get. And clear class notes you'll be getting. And a WhatsApp group will be created and you will be added into the WhatsApp group. So next class will be on Monday, but Monday, the link is going to change, right? So you're supposed to get enrolled. So yesterday and today I was just briefing you about. So from Monday, we'll be starting with it. So just building blocks of ADF, the things I'll be starting with that ADF, right? So you are supposed to get enrolled, those who are interested with ADF or ADE accordingly. Uh, but whenever you enroll, right, can you see that details of that course content details in the chart? Can you please confirm? Everyone able to see that course content details? Can
We are able to see your screen and course content, but not in the chart somewhere.
okay, you are able to see only this.
If you share the PDF or something, it will be helpful.
1 second, 1 second.
Vijay, can I get your contact number?
1 second. Regarding?
Regarding the course and like some additional things with my background. So
Okay, can just can the contact details are provided in the chart of this office team, that is online team.
yeah, so
Able-
I need your time, like 5 minutes. Not I'll not take more than that.
Okay, they'll be arranging you a call for you, right? That's a conference call.
Okay, no problem.
That's you can just call them, right?
Sir, if I want to join only ADF,
Mm.
so later if I realized and I want to continue Databricks also,
Mm.
so I can do like that also, right?
You can do.
So first I need to pay 6,000 per ADF.
Mm.
Later remaining 6,000, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
So
no, yeah, no. Only for ADB you will be. Again, for Synapse Analytics, you won't get for that.
sorry.
ADB, you will be paying ADB. Whenever ADB batch starts, you will be enrolling for ADB. In that, Synapse Analytics won't be there.
Mm-hmm.
So here it's total Synapse Analytics, Azure Databricks, Azure Data Factory, everything you can attend in this if you're taking the entire package. But if separately ADF, this batch, separately ADB Azure Databricks batch is there, right? You can attend that ADB batch by paying that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Fine. Okay, any other queries, right? Okay, if you got, okay, 1 second. So once you're done with the enrollment process, right? Actually, most of the students, after doing that enrollment process, don't forget to share the screenshot of your payment to that online team. They have provided the mail ID. They are providing the mail ID. To that mail ID, you are supposed to forward the screenshot. Otherwise, then only they'll be forwarding the link for your Monday session. And that mail ID will be registered for the further usage for this Google Drive access for the videos, for sending that notes, all that, whatever mail ID, with whatever mail ID you are sending the screenshot, that will be used for the for your Google Drive and for your sending notes and other things, right? Yes. Fine.
So are we doing any projects here, sir, after completion of ADF?
Yeah. I'll be showing you one.
Hmm.
I'll be showing you one, right?
Yeah, okay, I didn't see. Okay. Can you share this content screen sheet?
See, are you able to see that course content details, payment details, that online team, the contact details of that online team, everything in the chart panel, right?
That contact details we can see, sir, but this content sheet is not there.
Course content details is not present.
Ah,
Okay. So you will getting a mail, right? Everyone, you will getting a mail in that you will see that videos of yesterday's and today's, that whatever video yesterday's and today's video you will be getting, you can go through if anyone, and the course content you will be getting, the payment details, everything you will be getting a mail, right? You can check with that, right? Okay.
okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So, sir, what is the class timings?
So once again, yes, I forgot to say, once again, I'm making clear about the timings before you go for the payments. So first 1 week, it will be at 5 p.m. in the evening. After that 1 week, it will be at 6 p.m. It starts at 6 p.m. in the evening.
Only 1 hour duration or 1.5 hour duration?
1 hour it will be daily 1 hour duration, right?
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes whenever I'm free on the Saturdays, I'll be taking some sessions, right? It'll be some, if possible, some bigger sessions. I'll pre-intimate and I'll take the sessions. Fine.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So if I'm done with
We don't have morning session.
as of now, there is no morning session right now. Okay, fine. So we'll continue on Monday.
Okay.
So the different link. So try to get enrolled with this for getting all these notes, videos, all these things. We'll start with ADF from Monday. So as Monday straight away, I'll be going with ADF building blocks before I go with the practical part, right? Yes. Fine.
So basics of Python and Hadoop related concept,
Yeah,
everything will be explained.
yes. I'll be discussing those.
Okay.
Python syntaxes, everything, one session I'll be 1 or 2 sessions I'll be discussing. Python is not a complex code, right? We'll all simple syntaxes look like normal English statements, right? Yes. I'll show you the syntaxes of Python before I go with it. PySpark.
So while explaining PySpark, is it required to know everything related to big data? So
That
we
thing,
don't have big data backgrounds actually.
basics of that I'll be discussing, right? Everything, basics of Hadoop, basics of Spark, everything, whatever required. But in
Okay.
PySpark, already inbuilt functionalities, lot of inbuilt functionalities, which are used for what you need to understand.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Fine. Okay, fine. So I'm signing off for now. Meet you on Monday, right? Thank you all for your time.